So you ordered a OnePlus 6 or already have one and wonder what cool things you can do with your device. In this video we are going to talk about some tips and tricks for your OnePlus 6. Usually if you want to take a screenshot on pretty much any Android phone, you can press the power and volume down button simultaneously to capture a screenshot. With the OnePlus you can just swipe up or down with 3 fingers and you're good to go. To activate this, just go to Settings, Gestures, 3-finger screenshot, activate it and done. After taking a screenshot, you can also expand it and take a scroll shot by tapping the first symbol from the left. It will scroll down until the page ends or you touch the screen. The result, you got yourself a pretty long screenshot. In the Gestures menu you can activate even more. You can long press the fingerprint sensor to take a photo, flip the phone to mute it, double tap to wake up the phone from standby, and activate music control, which is pretty cool since you can pause music or change the song simply by drawing gestures while the screen is off. This also works with letters you can assign actions to. Draw them to trigger that action you chose. Oh, you need a flashlight? There you go. This next tip is something you might be looking for. As you know, the OnePlus 6 comes with a notch. I like it, you might not. Before you start painting the left and right to black, just go to Settings, Display, Notch Display to deactivate it software-wise. The only thing that will be displayed there now are status symbols. In the display settings we have some more options. There is night mode, which filters blue light emissions and can also be automatically timed. This is something we have on many phones, but more interesting is reading mode. You can activate it completely or set apps which should only run in reading mode. Here the display gets black and white with the temperatures changing depending on the light conditions. This makes reading at night much more pleasant. These last 2 settings can also be activated over the drop-down menu. Instead of an always on display, on the OnePlus 6 you can set up an ambient display or lift up display as it's called. As the name suggests, it only works if you either lift the device or if a notification comes in. It's showcasing the notifications, the time, date, battery percentage and so on. You can also choose between 4 clock themes here. The theme of the menus can be changed here as well. You can choose here between default, light and dark mode. Under screen calibration you can choose color gamuts like default mode, sRGB, DCI-P3 or adaptive mode, and even set custom temperatures. It's something I really miss on other phones. Except that you can also set the font size, LED colors and more display settings. Under settings, buttons, you can do multiple interesting things here, one of which is to invert the buttons of the navigation bar, assign each button a long press or double tap action, activate double tap the power button to launch camera, or even change the navigation bar by tapping navigation bar and gestures. Besides the fixed and hidden navigation bar setting, you can also set navigation gestures where the bar disappears and you can navigate with simple gestures like on the iPhone X. I like this setting since it's intuitive and gives you more screen. Another menu in the settings is status bar. Here you can choose the battery icon style and if the network speed should be displayed, but the best thing is the icon manager where you can hide certain status symbols you don't want to see anymore. Under settings, apps, you can manage apps, settings, permissions and more. The interesting thing here is the parallel apps menu, which allows you to clone certain apps like Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram and more. Multiple accounts are no problem this way. Let's navigate to settings, security and lock screen where you can set up face unlock. Just scan your face shortly and you can unlock your device with super speed. If you don't want it that fast, you can set up that you'd like to swipe first. It also works well in the dark, but for cases where it doesn't, you can also turn on automatic assistive lighting here. You don't want people to access certain apps, activate the app locker for these apps in the security settings and even hide notifications from these apps. If you want to lock away files instead, just go to the File Manager, Lockbox and set a pin. Afterwards, select the file you want to hide, click the 3 dots on the upper right and move them to the lockbox. Another cool feature can be accessed through the status menu. Click on this button here and you can set a second space that is separate from yours for guest users, other users and so on. This way multiple people can use the phone without messing things up. This can also help you to hide secret things from others, like for your partner for example. The last tip is about the home screen menu, which can be accessed by swiping your fingers together. or by a long press on an empty space. Here you can set wallpapers, widgets, but more importantly access settings, where you can change the look of the home screen, for example with downloadable icon packs. You can also activate or deactivate double tap to lock, notification dots, the shelf which you can access by swiping right on the home screen, change the layout and more. It's a pretty useful menu. So these were some tips and tricks for the new OnePlus 6. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. If you like this video, I'd be happy if you give us a like, otherwise the dislike button is right next to it. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future content. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ümit for Mobile Geeks.